hello. Hmm. As the title suggests, I'm very sleepy right now. Hmm. The openings, man. I have been thinking for like some times right now. Hmm. The opening of this channel is quite intense, isn't it? I think when I pitched the idea to Mama, she had this. She and I had this idea of like flashing the visuals of each members of SACHIKO. And that was kind of early stage of trying to create some visuals that is eye-catching. But now I think I'd like to make some more toned down and relaxing openings rather than this quite intense openings. The musics and the graphics and visuals kind of solve this purpose for like some years, not that years sometimes. And ending too, now I think about it, it was all of like my ideas. Maybe this music and this visual could be like work together to create some openings and endings. But now I think about it, with all the stream assets, all the scenes and all the chat boxes and other design elements, it feels like the opening and the endings are kind of not fitting that much. And I do like it to be a little more relaxing to watch and endings. But now my instrument is on hometown, so I think I could bring my little master keyboard with, I don't know what key it was, like 20 key. It was M keyboard, like mini keyboard. Anyways, I think this is the first ever instant of talking only stream. I think for like a past few streams where I want to say something first before going to the main contents, mostly games. If I wanted to talk about something, I think that was like only once, isn't it? When I was playing like one game, I think this sin is used like only once. This is kind of the first rendition of Just Chatting stream, I guess. Yay. I took a shower and I medicated. That means I'm very drowsy. Actually, like before everything about the channel was finalized, it is not finalized in the sense of like clear like visual image, rather than like finalized everything like streamlined process. The first rendition of the things I wanted to do on this channel was Tategata stream. About like years ago, there was an explosion of like vertical streams in YouTube where you can watch the streams in short format. And I think a lot of people kind of joined the trend since, well, shorts can bring a lot of views to the channels. And that makes algorithms more likely choose your channel to be displayed regarding the same content. So if you like to vertical format stream, it kind of counted as like a short algorithm. I think it's kind of patched right now. But when I was thinking about what I wanted to do with this channel, that was kind of my first ideas. I want to do a vertical stream where rather than having nothing prepared as of right now, I imagined it would be more like diary reading stream since I had no confidence about speaking freely my mind or whatever it would be. I knew I can like communicate with English and whatnot, but before I pulled the trigger, I think I was really afraid about speaking anything that is unprepared. So, but I was actually like done 2 or 3 times. It is like private videos, but I would write like 2 or 3 paragraph worth of like diary, assessments, evaluations, critiques maybe about myself and what I'm thinking about at the moment. I think the first rendition of that one was titled Do I Deserve Audience? That was at the time I was thinking about having an audience. It's kind of like frightened me because the view I have towards any communications, it is like mutual, right? So the audiences seek the speakers that can satisfy their urges. And what I was worried about was that the genuine part of myself that would be expressed through talking streams wouldn't be that much interesting to be heard to general audience or actually audience who would accustomed to my way of speaking. There was like a video of me reading a diary entry about how I define audience and how I define what I wanted to do and would I be deserving an audience if I could gather some. If it is like academic reports or like class courses presentations, I have like absolute certainty that what I must do and what I must achieve. But that is more like a real life thing, isn't it? You can visually see like the audience's faces, their reactions, and like the tempo of the presentations where you have to grasp people's attention for like a certain point. That is like also one of the trait of yourself that you have to train to be like good presenters. But that's done, and other things I'd like to do, like game playthroughs, game commentaries, or maybe drawing streams, or creating some stuff, drinking streams. Back in the day, I was really not worried, but rather not amused about having an audience. since it's kinda scary thing, you know? Then I started the Elden Ring stream, I think. That was my first step that kinda made me able to find that I could speak about a lot of things that is in my interest. Maybe my expertise. If I know a lot about that game or a lot about the topics. So amongst those series that playing what I was really passionate about kind of sparked something in me that hey, maybe I am also can enjoy just a little bit of active speaking rather than having to make a clear and amazing presentations that in the end I enjoyed myself talking about the things I'm passionate about, what I liked about, what I loved about. And that is how SACHIPRO came to be, I think. The joy of expressing loves and interest. What else? Good thing. What else? Expressions, impressions, rather. And by indulging and happily speaking about those things, really put you in a trance that you are enchanted by your own words. That if you tap into your mind library or tap into your pool of knowledge, whatever the depths of you hold, it will surely pour out until it feels like depleted. And when it's depleted, it goes into another pool of knowledge, another pool of experiences you had about certain things. So I am a firm believer of whoever that would be. If you begin to speak about the things you love and like, that unless you're not a person who doesn't like everything or doesn't like to amass a certain amount of data you get out of from your experiences and past memories, you're surely to be able to express your love, your joy about certain matters yourself. So that is how I feel like right now. I don't know what's like interest of myself right now, but if I prepared some talk topics, maybe I could see them and rant about those things, but I haven't prepared those topics since this is a stream where my mouth and my voice kind of guide through me through the haze of ideas and clouds of ink clouds that as you just walk by guided by your own voice, you pull out something from the fog and talk about that things too. The one thing I was when I was showering, when I was getting back to Around one thing I really want to talk about was how somber and sad I was today. It is inherently not a bad thing, as in, I'm so sad and depressed. But yeah, so the gist of it is that today, hmm, today about, since it's 4 a.m., about like 8 hours, no, 10 hours, I'm graduating from this university, and graduation ceremony will be held. That means it is really like finally time for me to wrap up everything about, yeah, the place I lived for 8 years. That I surrounded myself with such comfort and like easy pleasures like getting your laundry done by the laundry professionals and get folded by you. I'll bet it's bit expensive. I don't mind the act of like laundry, but laundry itself is like a really tricky thing, you know? If you use like public laundromats, there is a chance that it will ruin your clothes. And if you have to sacrifice some of your clothes in like trial and errors to perfect the condition of like washing and drying. So being able to just bring a basket of laundries and make them sort out the stuff. They even use or not use fabric softeners depending on like what laundry it is, and they are all dried meticulously, and they even like folds our laundry so it will be like fit nicely into the limited space this dormitory have. So that is like one luxury I really enjoyed, but now I have to say goodbye to that. What else? Like trash. Here, in this compound itself, there's a really lot of students living in this like dormitory area. It is not like one building that you temporarily house yourself, but some people like me who lives in these dormitories for like 8 or 10 years, depending on your graduate like school status. So in like theory, it is impossible for them to separate all of the trashes into designated areas, since there are bound to be some who are misinformed about what is burnable trash and what is recyclable and what is paper, and amongst the paper what is cannot be considered as a paper, like coated paper or like plastic papers, but there should be like bound of errors. So what they done instead is that they just like throw all of the trash away in like one bag. That is not regulated trash bags, but rather like any trash bags. That every week the professional janitors hired by the university comes and separate all of those trashes. So only we have to do is separate the boxes. And like often, if you like order something and that gets delivered, there's a cardboard, is right. Those cardboard boxes are like the only ones we can just like put away on the garbage disposal area, and those greatly reduces the work. Like house chores are essential part of your life, and being able to make those chores and it being able to not do those chores into like meticulous details, such as separating trashes and folding laundries, were great luxury and comfort I have been too accustomed to. So it was very hard to say goodbye to that comfort since I have to reach out to the new world. And the sad, I had an outing today where I visited my hairdresser to cut my hair. He's the person who my hair was like chin length before, and I let it grow out. And he was the one who take care of the like, growing process of my hair and took care of the stylistic choices I threw at him. So from like a really classic no bang long hair to the jellyfish cut into wolf cut into I think today my hair is more like hime cuts but like wolfy, if that makes sense. And amongst those like sessions, I'm not really visiting hairdresser that much, like every 2 months, since I don't really have the needs to like present myself that neatly. Since only the job I could do is like indoors, and like laboratories doesn't really have that much of dress code or like formality in it. So I could just like wear like caps, baseball caps, and tie my hair, and that is all I could just do to like prepare myself to go out. But now, if you're entering the society where you have to put your faces up front, doing those is like no longer luxuries. So maybe you should have to cut your hair every 2 weeks to let it stylize and let it kept clean. Since I don't have like a bushy hair or anything, but I do have a little curl. And when it's grown without much care, it can be a little bit messy. So proper cutting method used, and it kind of knows my face and my head shapes. So finding a new hairdresser that understands me on those levels would be really, really painful, since that is also trial and error. So that is one more thing I have to let go. So as of right now, I have to style my hair, throw out the trash properly, and have to do a laundry myself. And which is not the thing I like. I'm not capable of. I used to live alone in a small room with like a laundry machines and like a garbage drawing like regulation. It's like a mansion but a little smaller. So I am used to like those kind of things, but it is mendo이 네 소리네. mendo이ですからね. And I had to say goodbye to my favorite ramen place. I think that is like the only authentic-ish ramen place of all this city. Since, well, I'm not in Japan, that means authenticity is kind of like goes out of the window. And those famous joint, like not a catchphrase, but what is it? A franchise. Like franchises doesn't really that much seep into our society, so finding a ramen place is kind of hard, and that was my saving grace about my ramen cravings. It is more leaning to Chinese style ramen rather than like truly authentic Japanese. But flavor wise, it is like mostly Japanese. And you know, I'm soy lover, so soy ramen on this joint was like simply blissful. I introduced so many people to that joint when I was like freshman. And I visited that one like purely not a purely chance. I saw them like dine there before, and I was like mesmerized. So I started bringing my club members and friends to like try it out and get stamps and get free meals too sometimes. It was nice times. So that ramen joint, I have been eating for the ramen joint for like 7 years, albeit not like very frequently. So it was really sad, really. If you have a like favorite cafe or favorite food joint that isn't something that is regulated by corporations, but passion driven joint that have this each more like rich colors than a franchise things. The owner is same, the server is same, the joint feels same, so you develop like sort of sentiments that you really just want to keep going back there. And now I'm not physically able to anymore after a few weeks, not a few weeks after next week. So that greatly saddened me too. What else? And the piercer. I have a lot of piercings in my ears. I have like put take off as of right now, but I have been piercing my ears and lips. I really wanted to get eyebrow piercings and tongue piercings, but kinda like missed the opportunities. I should have get the tongue piercings when I had my vocal surgery, and I couldn't speak for like 2 months, and I had to eat porridges for 2 months. That would be like perfect timing to do so. But now I have to say goodbye to that one too, since past 7 years, I'll bet you wouldn't pierce your ears every month, but I was piercing every like 3 months, and I get to get close to the owners and the piercer himself. And he's kind of like famous in the city for like um, correctly able to recommend some spots that is devoid of like blood vessels and blood veins. If you pierce your ears where the veins cross, it will take a really like a long time to heal since the veins will form a sort of like a blood spot, like spotch, and that will like rot inside and create also like infections. And it will take many times to actually redirect those veins to heal into like goes around the piercing. So generally like a first rule of thumb is to not pierce the veins. And he's really nice at identifying those veins. And how should I put this? He have really like a nice wagers that doubles as like instructions. You have to how to clean your wounds, how to sanitize your piercings, and what to do when something goes wrong. And yeah, his care and professionalism regarding like piercings were really amazing things to behold. And many of the people I like brought them to him when my friends want to like pierce their ears. All said it was satisfying. So I had a lot of run-ins with him. Even if it was not my ears that was piercing that day, I was bringing friends. I was browsing like piercings and changing out depending on the mood. Those sort of things. And I have to saying goodbyes too. That was kind of like somber and saddening too. You see, it is kind of embarrassing to say with my mouse. But generally, piercings are something that is considered more delinquent and formal and well adjusted into social norms. Maybe like some outcast, some people who are meaning to express themselves in such a ways. And sometimes old folks kind of see them as like antisocial behaviors. But this one had like a deep wisdom about how the life works. He obviously had like life too. So his mannerisms and his worldview when we just chat together while waiting for the things to finish or really like resonated with me since you know when you like go around and see people with like same scars, you kinda like trust them more. And tattoos and piercings are like that. You spend a lot of time with the person who does that stuff, and you kind of trust your body and trust your body as a kind of like similar level to surgeons and doctors. So you kind of like grew more kinship. Hairdressers too. Mm. You develop more kinships in a shorter amount of time than you develop with normal relationships. So it was also kind of sad to say goodbye. Since this city I'm leaving, you see, can't get back. I, I, I mean, I can get back, but why would I? For like a short amount of time, maybe. Yeah, so that was the three location I visited on today's outing. No, yesterday's outing, and that made me a little bit somber about the whole situations. Tomorrow, no, today is graduation ceremonies. And I have to do some sort of assignment again for the like job applications. And I have to start packing my stuff, all of the goods, all of the cups, glasses, my actual glasses too, and my clothing, beauty product, and also my tech stuff too. Yeah, so the goal is actually fully transition into like a laptop portable stations where I can like technically bring around laptops and audio interface and mic, tablet, keyboard and a mouse in one carrier, like in one luggage. So it could be like lodged between all of those clothes so it can be protected. So my goal is actually just to leave with one carrier and one backpack when I leave this dormitory to check out. And I only have like weeks to do that. And that just makes me anxious. And I have to have like more plans about how should I approach my life afterwards, since, well, I will be leaving this country and maybe I'll live in like a foreign country for a job opportunity. That is my plan. So I have to plan about it too. I have to acquire contacts. I have to acquire a lot of things. I have to ask around. I have to finalize. I have to bring like more paperwork about my prescription drugs, and what should I like bring as in clothes? How many underwear should I bring? How many towels should I like bring around? What accessories should I take? It all gives me such an anxiety and kind of like panics too. It is such a lot of amounts of work that I have to do. And it is always very scary to go into society. Well, every person kind of says that graduate school is kind of more sheltered version of society, where some part is maybe actually like more performer than the actual society itself, but there means like graduate students, myself included, their world is very limited in a way that only like a handful of persons you have to like pay respect and get to know it. And they have like specialized, not teachers, we call them teach, but they are actually not agents, like management staff, faculty members, right? We have like assigned the faculty members that we can acquire the details about the paperwork we have to do, and the process we have to take care of. But in society, you will be subjected to like to those by yourself. Of course, you can ask your like department head and your like partners, but that requires more higher level of formality rather than just like casually like visit them in their office. And their job is literally do like the paperwork and run the department. So I have to say goodbye to that too. So in how many years I spent here, I feel like I'm still a teenager. Like at best 19 years, or just about to enter a society. And at worst like 16 years old, who are still goes through puberty. That's exactly how I feels like right now. Yeah, that is a gist of my situations and my thoughts, things, my impressions about it. And the worst thing is that I have to say goodbye to all my merchandises that I displayed. And they have to be like remain boxed for how many years? Until I can procure myself a stable place to live for more than 5 years, I suppose. That is when I can get a job, that is stable one, and properly melted into the society I'm aiming to melt into. Well, that is just like hope talk at this point. But I really hope that I could somehow be able to pull it off. Hopefully. The worst thing about being in like sheltered life is that you can't really assess yourself of your general skills regarding how you would be like useful in society. How should I put this? Per se, if you are inside a community that is like-minded with you, you often forget about the various variant of people that could act differently than your imaginations. 思ったよりって何だったっけ？思ったより different than you might think. Different than I think. Society holds more extremes in like normal distributions wise. There is like a non-zero chance you will meet a very erratic person that is just can't be like stomach by your standard. And in more closed society where I'm in, everyone is kind of like-minded, and the variant of itself is kind of minimal. You can almost expect someone to be acted the same as mine, since they and I are nurtured in the same environment and forgot about background, and we as like your level of education gets higher, you are subjected yourself into more focused society where only a certain things is discussed. That is about your field. Like you will be always talking about your field. Right? When you meet, you will think about the research. When you are going to eat out, you talk about like the normal, like living things for a while, and then you just talk about the work and the research the whole day. Since that is like the only thing we can expect each other to be understand fully and have like a proper conversations. But in society, there might be a person who is super smarter and witty than any one of us. In terms of like street smart or people smart, where they are such smart person who can please the crowd and please the people and person group, that they have a certain wall of, I think, hypocrisy and lies that we as a person who speak more honest and down to earth, since when you delve into research, you don't like coax people to about like the research. You have to be honest and subjective about things, and the way I talk into like certain matters cannot be emphasized more than it have to be. So like encountering like proper people pleasers who can not manipulate, somehow like condition others to do their biddings for them. I have like no resistance regarding like those personalities. Hell, I will like believe them to be like genuine person and let them steal my wallet, honestly. So I'm afraid of like those variants, and there is like there are bound to be a people who are stupid, dumb, idiotic. I think idiotic is slightly different ones, but if you are in a society where everyone possesses at least the same amount of background knowledge about various other fields that is considered generic. What is like the word for in English? Normalcy. The amount of knowledge you have to gather to appeal to like those who have a higher normalcy of ideas. That if you are in that environment, people who don't have like base knowledge about certain stuff would be like really tactless, like seems tactless and idiotic and stupid, where it is not. Where they are not stupid, they are just ignorant about the things they don't have to know or be taught doubts or be aware of. I and many others that are like me have like fast, not like it is not embarrassing to say like fast, but certainly a wider amount of arrangement of like knowledge that is needed to uphold the conversation with educated bunch. That you have to observe like those things to can be like talk having like a conversation with another researchers in another field to gain their wisdoms, and not knowing like the base like tidbits and the baseline knowledge of like those fields makes literally impossible to like have a proper honest conversation with them, unless someone are willing to sacrifice like their sanity to dumb down their whole conversations. Like English too. If we are like speaking in with like other researchers, half of the conversation will be just done in English, and it is in like English literatures we are like studying into too. So I think it will be really stressful to think about someone who are more focused on like one thing and tactless about the other things. Yeah, I'm like a puddle, but someone could be like a fountain, you know? So, and it like the first example and the last example could be together, where I would be thinking, this person is stupid. I don't want to like talk anything about them, but they were merely like gauging me about some interest. So I like this is like my scenario. When I met those kind of people, I will just like be honest and speak about the matters that is on the table. And someone would be like just stupid to not understand, and someone would act ignorant, engage others like baseline knowledge and form like a social group that one consider the higher intelligence. But that doesn't mean the one who couldn't be able to speak up in certain topics doesn't have like profound knowledge about like something. They might have like extensive knowledge about something they are really passionate about. But I don't have any of like those social tactics per se, like social science techniques to gauge distance. So there's like a really fat chance that I can be like swindled by somebody and like believe I can only like trust this person for like next 5 years, and they suck out all of my like knowledge and everything, get to like use them in their advantage. And whilst I believing that person is like a worse investing myself too. So those kind of worries are kind of worrying me. Yeah. And there's like a overconfidence of myself that I can be a little overconfident about what I'm really like passionate about. But you know, when there's like a social group that is specialized in a topic they were talking about, and I like overhear them, and I want to like talk about their things too, and I go and mingle with them. But their level of like those subject is like tenfold higher than mine. So I will be looking like just like a plebs who just like know a little bit of something and not want to show off. Some might see that it's kind of cute and like oh little newbie, we can teach you about like something more. But I think most of the people who don't like that kind of like light-hearted approach when they are thinking about very passionate things. But that is also kind of tied to my appearance that I'm, as you can see, I'm not how should I put it? I don't look fit in most of the situations. Even if I like dress accordingly, I tend to stand out in a negative way where people would like expect me to do their dirty deeds, you know, like how should I put it? I'm a person who are very shy and hard to like speak about, even like calling out waiters and clerks, giving like social anxiety. But because of my appearance and my smirking type of like I kind of like have this smirk feeling around me. I think that I have some sort of confidence that people kind of believe and expect me to do their emotional outbursts for them. Like they want me to angry for like someone's mistake, where I feel like that's just fine, just like endure, and that is not a biggie. But they kind of like project their like negative act into me since I look kind of out of place, kind of antisocial but confident. So that's whenever I speak to them in like genuine interest and like genuine things, most of the people who are not really mingle with overconfident and outspeaking persons in class are not really like fond of me in first glance, but when I like open them up for like a few months, then we are besties. But yeah, so that is my afraid and concern about like social circumstances too. I just have so much worries, and only thing that keeping me sane on those like late nights are this drowsiness, shower fatigue, a glass of nice water, and this like feeling of chill moments. I think those are like only things that doesn't put me into negative spirals. Uh, I think my word is kind of like ran out. That is what I have in mind for a day. And tomorrow I will be gathering this amount of thoughts and assessment and many ideas again. So I will be here to speak about it again. Since I have like limited time to start another like gameplay series. Recently I'm really interested about Minecraft too, and there is like Persona. I have been like talking about the past 3 months but never played, so I have to like play that one. I really wanted to like play that one, so Persona, Minecraft, a lot of like demos. I think it have to be a little bit wait for a little bit, like a month. And if I finish my assignment quickly, maybe I stream some. One thing I really want to do before moving is play unpacking. Since it's ironic, isn't it? Right now, I'm packing all of the things that I hold here, and I'm playing unpacking, which is the game centered around unpacking things by moving around. That would be interesting one-shot game that I could play. And whatever else I will be trying to do in times that I could spare. Recently, I have been like exhausted and tired to bed more than like medicated to bed. So, so this name. In reality, I really don't want to move out. I really want to just like live in this room forever. I don't mind like not going outside. I understand the mindset of hikikomori. I'm one too. This is like the rendition of the pillow fort from like young age, where even if it looks fragile and looks rustic in outside, inside your own pillow fort you feel invincible, like it's made of stones. This room have been my pillow forts too. Everything is really comfortable. Everything is within my arm's reach. Everything is in place where I know and familiar with. And it is modest. And it is not extravagant, but it's modest. And there's all the essentials I need for diving into virtual world. And letting go of this comfort is also really, really saddening. Kind of. Hikoshi. したくないです。少し。 I want to live here forever. I don't wanna move out. But I have to. They will literally kick me out if I don't. Huh. If I can just turn back time. Just days, I will be living forever in whatever date I fancy. Just living the same day over and over and over again in discomfort. Delaying my departure for for eternity. But that's enough of my genuine thoughts. I really have to worry about my tech setups, my clothes, and everything I have to pack and ship. A lot of work ahead and not much emotional capacity to how should I put this? Arrange them all. I become really sleepy right now, so I think it's about to cut short this my first Chatbox stream. I speak a lot than I expected in 1 hour. Jesus. And I spoke out everything that I hold into my mind. And I feel a little bit lighter to the tomorrow's me. This was nice little stream, I think. I think I could see myself in the future do this kind of tattoos more often. Since if I could sing, I would have done many utamakus. Since there is so much effort to us and to sing. But I cannot sing right now, so only thing I could do is talk. So I hope I could do this more in the futures too. With that said, this was a nice experience for me too. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again in somewhere around this week. Love you, thank you, and see you somewhere soon. Johnny, bye bye.